Hi, Martin Roberts here with another one of my DIY project videos. Don't forget, if you enjoy this, please like it, tell your friends, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Martin Roberts Property Titbits. Now, the whole point of this little segment of my channel is really to inspire you with DIY ideas that you can do that I think are fairly simple, that you might be able to do with stuff that you've got lying around. And today's project, I think, is very much focused on the fact that one of the things we can do at the moment is obviously walk. We can have our exercise. And if the weather turns bad, one of the things we're going to be using is wellies, right? And if the weather was like it was at the start of the year, then holy cow, you're going to use your wellies a lot. So I don't know about you, but our wellies get thrown all over the house. And I thought, why don't we try and create something the wellies could sit on, where they could dry out if they get wet inside, for instance, but also they're neat and tidy. And I thought this might be a fairly simple DIY project. So I looked around to what I've got lying around, and I've got one of these. This is a thing from a fence post. I then thought, what are we going to use on this to make the wellies actually sit? So again, a design idea. Why don't we have vertical posts that will support the wellies? So I need something like a dowel. You might not have a dowel lying around, but what you might have is an old brush. So the handle of that brush, if you chopped it up, could easily make some vertical things that you could hang your wellies on. Another alternative might be something like this. This is an old curtain rail, okay? Now, I'm getting in trouble all the time for keeping hold of rubbish, but actually that's a beautiful piece of what's called railing. It's a hardwood. But actually, I've come up with a different idea because I am a huge fan of what's called mixed media. So I love the fusion of wood and other materials. These are all copper pipes. And I don't know if you see, when you get new copper, it has the most beautiful colour, well, copper coloured, right? This is obviously weathered over time, but actually with a bit of effort and Duraglit or something like that on that will actually come up absolutely beautiful. Now, the great thing about copper pipes is that they are standard sizes, normally 15 or 22 millimetre. This is the slightly bigger size, so this is 22 millimetres. So the likelihood is you might have a drill that's about the right size for this copper pipe. It looks like that one is just about right now. It must be a little bit smaller so that it will actually be quite tight, and that seems to be about exactly the right size. So the basic principle of this project is not complicated. We're going to drill 4 holes in there, chop these 2 bits of pipe in half, put the pipe in, and then it's all about the finishing then. So I'm going to sand this off. I might finish it off with chalk paint. I think that would be quite pretty. I think the combination of that and these pillars made out of what will be clean copper at that point would be quite extraordinary. So, not exactly a difficult project, this. First thing we need to do is just decide where the holes are going to go. We want to make them kind of equal. So we've got 2 foot there, 60 centimetres. So if we've got 4 to go in, is that right? Yeah. No, that means no. So 50 divided by 4 is about 13, 12 and a half. Now what have I done wrong there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all right. So I've got to put 4 holes. 6. So let's try the 15 plan. See if that works. 1, 2, 3. No, that doesn't work either. So I could have 5 holes or 3 holes. What am I doing wrong here? Honestly, this is doing my head in. Am I being a bit dim? I think I might be being a bit dim. Don't shout out yes. Well, that's what. Let's try the 15 thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that looks actually right, but I don't understand how I did that. Anyway, whatever. That was a complete head mess, that was. Yeah, that's perfect. It's not the process, it's where you finish. So all I need to do now is drill the holes in here. Now, just to be aware, these kind of drills, it's a special wood drill, and it's got a sort of screw bit on the top there, and then a kind of cutty edge there. And it's specifically for drilling these kind of holes. Key is, I want to try and get these holes vertical. The most important thing is, this is where you would probably have. Now, because, so this is where we make things up as we go along. That's moving around, I don't like that. I'm gonna go and get some clamps. Sash clamps they're called. I also remembered I'm going to need something to cut the pipe, so I've got that at the same time. On there like that. Hold that in place. Now, one thing I don't want to do is go through all the way. When you're doing this kind of drilling with these kind of drills, you do need to stop quite regularly and give it a chance to clear the chaff. Otherwise it does that. Now, a little tip, there is a piece of tape on there which is actually giving me an idea of the depth of that, so I do not want to go in anywhere near that tape. So that's about right, that's about right, that's about right, that's about right. So now I just need to measure my tubes, and they are 98. Oh God, why did it have to be 98? That's 45 plus 4, 49. And that one is 98 as well. What did I say? 48? No, yeah, 48. 49 times 2 is 98. Well done, Roberts. I got an A in O-level maths. Do you know that? It was a long time ago. You know what? We've got these things here. Let me use them. Always check which mark it was, seeing as I messed it up so many times. Well, that went well. Right, so theoretically they will go in there, like that. So if you can imagine, if I had a welly, obviously this is not fixed, but I'm just doing a quick design check. How about that? Air can get to the wellies. They're long enough for quite long wellies. So all I've got to do now is sand and clean that. And I didn't put these in fully because I thought it's a lot easier to clean them like that, but you can see that they are going to go in, and then I'll just use a piece of wood on the top and a hammer to knock them into place. So right now it's just a bit of a cleaning job. Now in terms of cleaning off the copper, I think you could probably use something like Duraglit, and if you still get that in the little metal tins, wire wool, or on the assumption you haven't got that kind of stuff, I'm also going to try this, which is cream cleaner, normal clean cleaner, and a Brillo pad. So let's just see if that works. Hopefully it will. I think you can see it's starting to get some stuff off there. So that isn't perfect, but you can see it's already looking a lot more shiny. Okay, so the tubes are all cleaned up. They don't have to be perfect. The only thing I do now is going to have to spray paint this. You could just dye it, or you could oil it or something like that. In fact, it's pretty good like that. It's actually tannalized timber, so it will survive perfectly well as that. But I think we'll spray it, and I do that with spray paint. Just a bit of a tip. I want to spray, I want to hang it up in a tree. So I'm just going to put a screw in the top and then hang it from that. So I'm just about to spray this. I'm going to use a spray paint. With spray paints, make sure you always give them a jolly good shake. You want to be wearing a mask and you want to be wearing glasses, and ideally you want to be doing it outside, which is where I am. This is actually chalk-based paint, so it'll give a nice effect, and we'll see how it goes. That's now dry. Spray paint dries really quickly. Take out the screw, and now it is literally just a case of putting in our pipes. So, piece of wood to protect the pipe, and the hammer, and there we jolly well have it. The perfect boot rack. How long's that taken us? Maybe 15 minutes, another 10 minutes for the paint to dry, bit of cleaning off. So it just goes to show, a bit of copper pipe, bit of wood, bit of imagination, bit of my help, and you can create yourself a really interesting DIY project from what you've got lying around. Make sure you tune in for more of this kind of stuff on Martin Roberts Titbits. Subscribe to the channel and then you'll get to hear about any new videos that are posted. Like the video, tell your friends, and hopefully I'll be back with more DIY projects for you very soon.